everybody, this is Overboy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 2018 movie Bird Box. Uh, the movie is directed by Suzanne Bier and written by Eric Heiserer. Probably butchered his last name. And in this movie, Sandra Bullock plays the lead character Mallory, who teamed up with a group of people stuck in a house, trying to avoid this supernatural presence that, and if you look at it, it makes you kill yourself. Pretty dark movie, kind of. And everything. Part of the movie is kind of showing flashbacks of everything that led up to the point at where the movie begins, with her and the kids going on the river and everything. I don't want to give too much away since this movie's still fairly new and everything, so I'm not going to go into too much details about it, but the cast in this is really good, especially Sandra Bullock. She's excellent as Mallory. I don't think this is one of her best movies. She's one of my favorite actresses. I've seen most of her stuff. I don't think this is one of her very best movies, but I think it's a really good performance and everything. Yeah, it's the first movie I've seen of hers in a very long time, so it was nice to get to see her in something again. Trevante Rhodes plays Tom, who is kind of her love interest. He does a really good job in this movie. Fits the role really well and has really good chemistry with Sandra Bullock. John Malkovich plays Douglas, who's the owner of the house, or he's not the owner of the house, but he's one of the people that goes to the house and everything. He's a really big jerk in this, but he's kind of likable at the same time. He's kind of like a likable jerk. Jackie Weaver plays Cheryl, who is one of the people hiding out at the house. She doesn't really have a whole lot to do. She kind of helps them because helps some of them out in some of the certain scenes I don't really want to go into detail about. But she's good. Sarah Paulson plays Mallory's sister, Jessica. She's only in here for a few minutes at the beginning, and everything, but she's good in it for a little bit we get her in. And her and Sandra Bullock have really good chemistry. Rosa Salazar plays Lucy. She doesn't really have a lot to do in this movie. She's actually really not hardly in it. She doesn't really talk much in it or anything, so her role's not that big of a deal. Machine Gun Kelly plays Felix, who's pretty much Lucy's love interest. He doesn't have very much to do either. They kind of have a little bit of an important role in this movie because of something they do in here, but it's not really anything that's that big of a deal. It doesn't really seem like, and if you were to take them out of the movie, it really wouldn't have been too much different, I don't think. Danielle McDonald plays Olympia. She's really good. She's a character that comes in a little bit later into the movie. They almost don't let her in the house because they don't know whether she's good or not, but she does a really good job in this movie. I actually think she's kind of a scene stealer. Lil Rel Howery plays Charlie. He was in the movie Get Out. He's really good in this movie. He like plays this guy who's a book author, and he's wanting to use these events to write his book and everything. And he's not in this movie a whole lot, but he's in here for a good first 30, 40 minutes of it. And he's really likable. Tom Hollander plays Gary, who's this psychotic character. Um, he does a good job. Really weird and everything. He does a good job playing that character very well. And B.D. Wong is in this. He plays Greg, the guy who owns the house that they're all hiding out in. And he does a good job for the small amount of time he's in this movie. But yeah, the cast works really, really well together, especially Sandra Bullock and Trevante Rhodes. Their chemistry was just really, really good and everything. And the little kids that play Sandra Bullock's kids that she's taken with her on this boat and everything, they're pretty good too. They don't have a lot to. They don't really do a lot in this movie, but they are good at acting in it and everything, and they fit the roles well. I really liked this movie for the most part. It's pretty well paced to me. I mean, it does get a little bit slow somewhat in the middle of it, but it never really has me where I'm not like kind of on the edge, wondering what's going to happen next and everything. So I think they did a decent job with the story on this. It's based on the book, which I've never read, so I don't know. Maybe the book might be even better. I'm not sure, but the score by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross is really good. I think it fits this movie perfectly. It has the dreadful tone feel to it and everything. It just really, really good score. The cinematography is done by Salvatore Totino, who also did the cinematography for Spider-Man Homecoming, and I think that the cinematography in this movie is much, much better than Spider-Man Homecoming. It has a lot of really beautiful outdoor scenes and everything, and it's just shot very, very well. The editing by Ben Lester is really good, and everything. I was afraid that this movie was going to have a lot of bad CGI or something, because I didn't really know much about it. I was just going by the little bit of stuff that I had heard about it and everything. And surprisingly, there's very little CGI in it, if any, and everything. But yeah, I don't have too much to complain about this movie. I think it was a lot better than I expected, because I've heard a bunch of different reviews on this. I've heard some people love it, some people hate it. I think it was a good movie. I don't think it was I don't think it was like one of the best movies of the year or anything, but it was definitely worth a watch and everything. I'll probably rewatch it sometime when I'm watching the rest of Sandra Bullock's other movies, because like I said, she's one of my favorite actresses, and I don't think this is anywhere close to her worst movie, but I don't think it's really one of her best either. I think it's probably somewhere in the middle and everything. But I'd give this one an 8 out of 10, because I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot better than I was kind of expecting and everything. It is kind of brutal in some parts of it because of the subject matter and everything, but I think it was still a good movie. I can't believe that there are idiots that did that Bird Box challenge where they were driving with blindfolds on. It's like, why would you even do that? I mean, that's like people trying to fly because Superman flies. It just jumping off a building to try to fly because Superman can do it. That would make about as much sense. But yeah, I think this movie was a lot better than I expected it to be. I don't think it was as bad as some people say it is. I don't think it was a masterpiece or anything, and I do think that A Quiet Place is much better, which kind of has the same formula. I think that A Quiet Place was more intense, even though this one was more violent. But it was still a good movie. I like how it had the isolation feel that everything, and them all being stuck in the house kind of reminded me of Night of the Living Dead a little bit, except it didn't have zombies, of course. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this review, and if there's any top 10 lists or movie series rankings or movie reviews you'd like me to do, let me know in the comments, and I'll get to them as quick as I can. Let me know what you thought about this movie, because this movie's really been mixed by a lot of people that I know and everything. So curious to see what you think of it. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you think it was just all right? Let me know in the comments what you think of it, and thank you, and have a good day.